this live session is coming a little later than normal. I have actually been under the weather the last 24 hours or so. Got some nasty bug. Anyways, you still got to look at the market. You still have to figure out what's going on. So I am recording this about an hour or so later than normal. So what I saw today, probably the number one article I saw, this one was on CNBC. It talked about the wealthy are not spending. And they gave lots of statistics, and it's funny. One of the things it referenced was the Pebble Beach car auction, which we discussed on this channel a couple of weeks ago. Again, they came to kind of the same conclusion we all did, that the highest priced cars were not getting bid on, but the low end was flying out the door. So they gave plenty of other examples. There's like 3 years of supply of homes in Aspen, in the Hamptons, and just it's pretty clear that the high end real estate market is the worst it's been since the financial crash. Talks about mansions and the like just stacking up and not being bid on in years of supply. So then it goes down to even art auctions. Art auctions have held on pretty good for the past decade or so, but they're down about 20% this year. So again, when you think about the rich and their ability to not have conspicuous consumption, I wonder what that really means, right? Where does that go? Something it referenced in the article that I did not know, but apparently the top 10%, I'm guessing that's on income in the U.S., accounts for about 50% of consumer outlay. So if they sort of turn that off, I don't think the rest of the sort of income curve can make it up. Because what happens if the top 10% stop spending? That has cause unemployment down here. Then the next tier stops spending because they're either lost or scared of losing their job. So it's pretty interesting. And frankly, I don't know what sparks the wealthy to start spending again. Right? I think it's clear that the market's gyrations are real. Obviously, we see those every day, but they're actually out there going, you know what? We're going to wait for clearer signs to move forward. So when you have it, you don't have to spend it, and they're shutting it down. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Another thing I saw today that I didn't really have context of is I guess in the 80s, Japan and the U.S. had a trade war, and I wasn't quite doing this financial stuff then. I was younger, but it lasted 10 years, and I thought that was pretty interesting because if we think the China U.S. trade wars is long in the tooth at like 14 or 15 months, remember the U.S. Japan trade war was 10 years. So to think that this could be over quickly is there's at least one example of it going past multiple election cycles, right? 10 years means there's at least two election cycles. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I do think in the current existing election cycle that there's going to be some gamesmanship about, middle of next year, which we've talked about. So that could be interesting. And then the last thing I sort of caught on today is mortgage applications and refi applications are down. So I think that was pretty interesting, right? Refi apps are down 8%. And I guess that's because it looks like interest rates actually ticked up 0.04%, but that caused a big drop in apps. And then, of course, mortgage applications to purchase are down 4%. So those two things are interesting to me. Refi apps down 8%. That's a significant number. I would have thought people would be, recasting debt pretty quickly and all of those things. And then mortgage apps down 4%. That means less people are buying, which is interesting. So I'm definitely more interested in the mortgage apps because again, I think that's a sign that people have confidence. And it's also a sign that, with the refis, it's a sign that interest rates that make a difference. So in the end, that's what I got today. Sorry, this was a little bit late today. But have a great day and take care.